Hi, I'm Joan Kang Shin. Welcome to Our World's Professional Development Program. These videos will help teachers improve their classroom practice and help their students to get the most out of Our World. This video is about starting and ending class, two classroom routines that provide structure for young learners and help create a comfortable and familiar classroom environment, an environment that supports language learning. Using routines at the start and end of class helps students learn real language, develop rapport with the teacher, and build a positive attitude about learning English. Routines help young learners feel more comfortable and confident in the classroom. They give students a sense of security. If you start and end class consistently, then your young learners will know exactly what to expect and do. In addition, routines that incorporate real communication in English provide another opportunity to practice language. The daily repetition will enable your young learners to master the language they are using. Let's take a look at some useful routines you can use to start and end your classes effectively. You can greet your young learners in a number of ways that can help establish rapport with them, as well as practice real communication in English. Greetings can also help to mark the start of the class and give all students a chance to speak out in English. Let's take a look at some examples of how teachers greet students in different countries.
Good morning, Miss Ahmed.
How are you today?
I am fine, thank you. How are you, Miss Ahmed?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Fine. Are you happy?
Yes.
Are you sad?
No.
Hello, children. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, how was school?
Great.
Okay, so are you looking forward to your holidays?
Yes.
What are you going to do next week without school? Neto.
I'm going to...
Notice that students are also practicing language that they can use outside of the classroom in the real world. Some teachers like to add an element of fun with the greeting to make it more memorable and enjoyable for students.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sanchez.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Fine,
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez.
I feel very fine today. Thank you. Please sit down.
Some teachers like to encourage interaction among students at the beginning of class with circle time. As the name suggests, in circle time, students stand or sit in a circle and get a chance to say or share something about themselves to start the day. Here is another teacher using circle time at the beginning of class to practice asking and answering, "What's your name?" in a chain drill to start the day.
My name is Leslie. What's your name?
My name is Mizuki. What's your name? My name is Hiro. What's your name? My name is Ako. What's your name?
In all of these examples, teachers are starting the class with real English. They are building rapport with their students and providing opportunities to build a sense of community. Many teachers like to establish both the day and date before starting class. This routine gives students language they can use outside the class as well. Since you may want your students to write the date on their papers, this routine helps to remind them that they should include the date on their work. Watch this teacher establish the day and date at the beginning of class, using various techniques to encourage student participation.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There are
teacher built a routine by having one student ask his classmates the day and date. This helps students be more active in the learning process and takes the teacher away from the center of the classroom. Students receive more language practice by spelling the word as it is written on the board, as well as participating as a full class chanting the days of the week and the months of the year. Establishing the day and date is a great way to give young learners lots of repetition, which helps them be confident using the new language. Of course, you'll want to incorporate some new songs or chants within the same routine so students don't get bored. New songs will keep your class lively and introduce more language that can be practiced every class. Here are 2 songs you can use to establish the day of the week. The first song is called 7 Days in a Week. There's 7 days in a week, 7 days in a week, 7 days in a week, and I can say them all. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday is the last day, and I can say them all. The next song is called Days of the Week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. Try to use one in your next class. Another useful classroom routine is to review the previous lesson before introducing students to the topic of a new lesson. If you teach multiple lessons on the same theme or topic, called thematic unit planning, it's helpful to review what students learned in the previous lesson to prepare them for the new lesson. This is particularly important when the new lesson recycles language or uses some of the language learned in the previous lesson. The routine of reviewing the previous class and connecting it to the topic of today's class will help your students succeed and make you a more effective teacher. If a routine is well established, then students will be thinking about what they learned previously as the class starts. Watch how this teacher reviews the content and activities from the previous class.
What was the most favorite animal in this class? Say, monkeys are the most favorite animal in this class.
Notice how the teacher left the materials and student-made products from the previous class in the room. She refers to them in order to review the language learned previously. These are visual cues to remind students not only of the language learned, but of the activities they participated in. This is particularly helpful if you do not meet with your students every day. If you have your own classroom, it is easy to keep the materials and student-made products from the previous class on the wall or board. If you don't have your own classroom, then try to remember where the materials were so that you can put them back before students come to class. You can even take a picture of the class to remind yourself where to place the materials if you want to do this type of review. Once the class or activity is over, you can set up a routine for ending and transitioning students to the next class or activity. Watch how this teacher has her students broken into small groups that each has a name of a color: green group, red group, yellow group, and blue group. In a very calm and organized way, she tells students group by group to take their paper with the pictures they drew and the sentences they wrote to a cupboard where she will collect them and grade them later. Finally, if you want your students to leave class feeling good about themselves and excited to come back, end class with a song or chant. Here is an example of a great end-of-class chant that you can use with your students. You were wonderful. You were great. See you next class and don't be late. Using routines at the beginning and end of every class is a valuable technique for teaching young learners. Routines help young learners feel more comfortable because they know what to expect. The routines we saw in this video also help prepare students for the learning process by building rapport and a sense of community. Furthermore, the consistent repetition of greetings, goodbyes, and other daily language will help students use this language naturally and automatically. Try using routines at the start and end of each class. They will help your students be more confident in the classroom and ready to get the most out of our world.
This is our world. Everybody's got a song to sing. Each boy